In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how my coaching business does over $1 million a month in profit. Yeah, you heard that right. Profit, not revenue. And how I've become the youngest person to receive this award right here for making over $25 million online selling courses. So let's get into my whiteboard. Now, the first thing you want to make sure that you have in place if you ever aspire to do over $1 million a month with your coaching business is a proper value ladder. It is impossible to get to $1 million a month, or I'm not going to say impossible because anything's possible, but it is very hard to do over $1 million a month with your coaching business with simply just one offer, okay? So most coaching businesses that are doing over 8 figures, they look a little bit something like this. So they have a core offer where it'll be anywhere between, let's say, $297 to $2,000. And this is the offer that you mainly promote on social media. This is the offer that you're selling on your webinar. This is the offer that you're selling maybe on your VSL. This is the one where you have the most students in it. It's your flagship offer, right? For me, this is Ecom Degree University. We sell it for $1,000, so $997, and we have over 20,000 students in that program. Everyone knows us for that program. After this, you wanna have something that you can ascend these customers to, because even if you're making a lot of money organically, once you upgrade into running paid ads and you want to scale, just having one offer isn't going to cut it because ad costs are increasing literally as you watch this video. They're going up and up and up. You're going to have to ascend a portion of these customers into high ticket for you to be as profitable as you want to be, right? At least a 3x, 4x, maybe even a 5x. So you're going to need a mid-tier offer as well, which I would describe as anything between $2K to $5,000, okay? And we have a program called EDU Elite that's $5,800. So a little bit over 5K, but we've actually noticed that when you sell someone a $5,000 product and a $5,800 product, the conversion rate stays the same. That's something that I actually learned from Cole Gordon. And whenever someone buys our $1,000 product on our webinar, we're able to actually upgrade 46% into our $5,800 offering. You can already tell that increases our LTV a ton, and we're able to make a lot more money from this product than if we didn't have that in the back end. At the top of your value ladder, you wanna have products anywhere between 5,000 plus to, let's say, 10,000 plus, right? And I know people that have 20K offers, 30K offers, 40K offers, and it can range depending if you're selling B2B or B2C. If you're selling B2C like me in the Amazon space, it's pretty hard to sell anything over 10,000. That's why my offer is actually $10,000 right now. We used to sell it at 20,000, but we made it more affordable for the people in that market. Now, if you're selling coaching to business owners, then that's where you can get into the point where you're selling 20,000, $30,000, $40,000 offers. In fact, I'm actually in a mastermind, Russell Brunson's mastermind, where I'm paying $150,000 a year. This top of funnel product, this is probably going to be either a mentorship where you're heavily involved, or it's going to be a mastermind where you are meeting with these people a couple times a year. Now, this 2K to 5K is usually gonna be a group coaching program where they're getting more hands-on training than they're getting in the flagship program, which is usually just a course. It's supposed to be designed this way because this program right here, because you're gonna be selling more of this than anything else, this program right here has to be infinitely scalable, meaning if 1 million people buy this product today, there should be no bottleneck, because if there is, then your whole business is just messed up. And that's why this should strictly be curriculum and maybe a call a week that you have a coach do that's one-to-many style. So no matter whether there's 100 people on the Zoom, 500 people on the Zoom, the workload doesn't change. Now, this group coaching program, I keep it the same, but there's just more group coaching calls. So it's still all one-to-many, and there's no operational headache right here. Now, for the mastermind and the mentorships, me personally, I don't do mentorships because those require a lot of work and you can't really take on that many people, but I am a fan of masterminds because they're still one-to-many, although you'll probably have to cap it at a certain amount of people because you can only work with so many people before the quality starts to go down, but you're not really gonna sell too much of these anyways. And this is really, you're only gonna convert let's say 10% of your audience on this or less. So this is the foundation that you need as far as offer stack to even be able to do $1 million a month. Now, once you have a value ladder like this, then we go into the marketing engine, is what I call it. This is what mine looks like for my info company. So we post content on every single platform pretty much. So IG, TikTok, YouTube, and we post on Twitter, LinkedIn, all that as well, but these are the main three for me. And all of the content that I post from YouTube, from TikTok, from IG, I channel all of this content and all of the traffic to a webinar that I do every single week. This is my system to, convert these cold leads into customers. A lot of coaches mess up because they post a lot of content, but they don't actually have a funnel that they're taking people to. They're just expecting people to DM them. But what most people don't realize is the typical customer journey is around 6 months, meaning your customer has to spend at least 6 months of watching your content before they decide to do business with you. But a webinar can speed that up to 2 hours, and that changes the game. So you wanna make sure you're taking these leads off platform and sending them to your funnel, not only for you to convert them, but for you to own the data too. Because when these people go to my webinar, I'm collecting their name, email, and their phone number. So if IG or TikTok or YouTube just one day decide they wanna ban me, I'm not completely going out of business because I have a list of my customers' information. I can still sell to them via SMS, I can still sell to them via email, so I'm protected right here. And I also run ads on Instagram. And by the way, guys, when I talk about Instagram, I'm also talking about Facebook. I really should have just put Meta. So I'm posting on Facebook, posting on IG, and I run ads on these platforms as well. And again, the ads all lead to this webinar, to this one funnel right here. And if you're not doing $1 million a month yet, you should not be running ads 2 separate funnels. You don't want to diversify. You want to put all of your eggs into one basket, okay? A lot of people like to say like the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. That's a strategy you do when you're rich. That's not a strategy you do when you're trying to get rich, okay? Master one funnel first, and you'll be able to optimize it as time goes on, and it'll only get better and better. It's hard to do that if you're running traffic to a webinar funnel, running traffic to a VSL funnel, running traffic to a low ticket funnel, all at the same time. So this is what our marketing engine looks like. As far as our sales process, it's very simple, and I've explained this in other videos as well. But basically, it's just a webinar where on that webinar, I share my story. I give the audience value on how to go from point A to point B, which for point A for them is usually they're working a 9 to 5 that they don't like. Even if they make good money, they're missing out on time with their kids. They're missing out on time. They could be doing fun things that they actually want to do with their life. I resonate with them because I used to be there too. And I tell my story of how I was there 6 years ago working at Amazon. And then I show them exactly how they can get out of that trap, exactly how they can start making money doing what I'm teaching them, which is Amazon on this webinar. For you, it could be TikTok Shop, stocks, crypto, whatever it is that you're good at. And then at the end, I simply extend the opportunity to them of joining my program if they want more hands-on help on exactly what I covered on this webinar. Now, where people mess up is they think this is a sales presentation. And don't get me wrong, it is. But you should be providing enough value to where if they don't buy from you, they can go and actually make money. And I literally tell them at the end, like, look, you now have the knowledge that you need to go and be successful in this industry. But since you decided to be here until the end, I actually want to share this opportunity with you. And then I go into what my offer is. I go into the people that I've helped. I go into how, it's easier to learn with a mentor than it is without one. And then they have the option to take the offer or not. But if you did a good job actually providing value, you should have a decent conversion rate on this. We right now have around a 7% conversion rate on our webinar, which is pretty good for paid ads, okay? Now, if you're doing this organically, you could shoot for 10% plus. I've even seen people convert at around a 20% when they're organically pushing leads to a webinar. But on cold, 7% is pretty good. After they buy on this webinar, they go to a thank you page where it's a video of me saying, hey, congratulations for getting into e-com degree. The first thing I want you to do is book a call with our student success team. On this call with our team tells them about our higher ticket products, which you saw in the value ladder. So we tell them about our 5K product, we tell them about our 10K product, and we have a specific ascension script where we basically let them know that they have a short window to use the money that they spent on this webinar, which was $1,000, $997. They can use this as a credit to get into our higher ticket product. So they're actually getting a discount. And we're able to upgrade, like I said, 46% of people into our high ticket, 5K, or our 10K product. But most of it is definitely the 5K. So that's how our sales process works. Now, it doesn't just stop there because keep in mind, typical webinar numbers look like this. So let's say you get 1,000 registrants. Out of those 1,000 people that register, you're probably gonna have anywhere between a 20 to 30% show rate. So we'll just use 25% as just to be in the middle, which means 250 people will actually show up. And then out of those 250 people that show up, if you do a decent presentation, I'll just use 10% as an easy number. But like I said, on cold, 7% is pretty good. Most people will probably be around 5%, but let's say you do your first webinar organically, you get a 10% conversion rate. That means 25 people will buy. So 25 buyers. Now, if you sold a 1K program, that means you would have made 25 grand. But remember, the sales process doesn't stop there. If you have a 46% upgrade rate, that would mean out of the 25 people that bought, let's say you converted 10 as an easy number to use, that's around 40%. That means 10 people would have paid $5,000, which means you actually made 25,000 on the front end, but the real money was made on the back end. You made 50,000 upgrading those people into your higher ticket, into your 5K product. And that's why the back end is so important, because a lot of people are missing out on this money, not knowing that a good percentage of the people that just bought from them are willing to pay more or more hands-on coaching, especially if they're incentivized with a discount and they're able to use what they just spent as a credit. And you add a little bit of scarcity, a little bit of urgency in there, and you get, 46% upgrade rates, which is actually really, really, really good. So that's pretty much what the sales process looks like. That's just from like the buyers that we get on the webinar. Now, the people that don't show up, because if you look at these numbers again, remember 250 people showed up. That means 750 people did not attend. Remember, 25 people bought, but there was 250 people on the webinar. Okay, so that means 225 didn't buy. So we'll put DNB. And what we do is we send out emails specifically to these two customers, all right? So if 750 people did not attend, they immediately get emails where we're speaking to them like, hey, we saw you register for this webinar. We know life gets in the way, but we saw you didn't show up. So here's actually the replay, and here are actually some of the biggest key moments of the webinar that we want to make sure that you watch. And we send the replay emails to these 750 people that didn't attend. And right now we're seeing about a 5% conversion rate on this group of people. Okay, so that's more money that comes in there. And then for the people that did not buy, remember, we want to speak to these people differently. And it's important that you have an email team where if you're doing your emails, that you're segmenting these lists. The objective is different for these two people. The people that didn't attend, you want them to watch the webinar because it's a 2-hour presentation. And it doesn't matter what you say in an email. It doesn't matter what you send them. It's hard for you to give them that same emotion and experience that you can create in a 2-hour presentation, in a 2-hour webinar. Now, the people that did not buy, they attended already, which means they simply didn't buy either because they couldn't afford the offer or they have like one thing that's keeping them on the fence. So with the people that didn't buy, what you want them to do is you want them to either buy a low ticket offer, so something that's cheaper than what you offered on the webinar. So I'll put buy LT, low ticket, or you want to overcome their objections and just convert them on the main offer. So what we do with these people is we email them a lot of testimonials. We cover a lot of objections via email. And then after about 2 weeks of overcoming their objections via email and send them a lot of testimonials, if they still do not buy, we just sell them one of our low ticket programs and we see a good conversion rate with that as well. And something that I didn't touch on that is key for coaching businesses right now is buy now, pay later. So if you are currently not using Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay, and there's many other out there. I just know these are like the popular ones. But if you're not using BNPLs like this, you're missing out on a lot of money. Because if I'm being honest with you, right now, I think Stripe released a report last year that said 70% of all transactions that happened on Stripe, not just for coaching businesses, I'm talking about Stripe, 70% were all BNPL. 70% were all through Affirm, Klarna, and Afterpay. That just shows you where we're at as far as consumer spending and the economy. So if you're not using buy now, pay later, you are literally missing out on a lot of money. Right now, we're actually, every single day, 80% of the people we close in our coaching business are coming through with Affirm. And let me show you how effective Affirm is, okay? With Affirm, we're actually able to get people into our program that's $5,000 for as little as about like $400 to $700 down. And it just depends on their credit score. So it also makes it easy for your customer to get into your actual better program so they can get better results without having to commit so much money on the front end. Now, just to recap, guys, again, this is how I'm doing over $1 million a month with my coaching business, okay? And this is exactly how I've taken people like David Omari, Carter Cofield, and many other people to that $1 million a month mark. And I know I went over a lot of things in this video, but just to give you the quick summary, remember, you need a good value stack. You need a flagship offer that's infinitely scalable, and then you need a high ticket offer that you can ascend these students into. And if you want to be even more advanced, you need at least 2 high ticket offers. So you need at least like a 5K offer here, and then maybe a 10K plus mastermind that you can ascend these high ticket clients to. The second thing you need, like I said, is you need a marketing engine, which essentially is just traffic. So make sure you're posting consistently on at least one platform. You really should be posting on all of them because people are on all these platforms. But if you were to settle, I would say just post on Meta because Meta has the most eyes. Also, if you can afford to, make sure you're running ads. Do not run ads if your content isn't good. Once you start seeing those winning creatives, those winning posts, you can start running those as ads, okay? Because all ads is putting more eyeballs on a post. So if you put more eyeballs on a post that's trash, more people are just gonna know that it's trash. And then make sure you have some type of funnel where you're converting these customers. And for me, it's the webinar funnel. And then where you make the extra money, this doesn't really seem like a big deal, but it matters at scale. And just to put it into perspective, you know, this last piece of paper I was telling you guys about, you know, sending emails to the people that didn't buy, sending emails to the people that didn't attend. And some of you guys might have heard me say that and say, Will, like, I'm not gonna do that. You're talking little money. Well, for us, emails right now convert an extra 250K a month in revenue for us. So that's how effective emails can actually be. So if you're not sending emails to those people, you're missing out on a lot of money. But that all right there is how we're able to do $1 million a month consistently every single month, and how I've done over $30 million in the info space, and probably arguably the youngest, if not one of the youngest people to receive the $25 million award from ClickFunnels in less than 2 years. I hope this video was valuable for you. And if you want to learn how I've implemented this into my business and many other people's businesses as well, the link is in the description for you to watch a short video on how I can help you.